First of all, I am definitely open to changes in the policy of the energy tax. I am sympathetic to the fact that there are energy-intensive employment or employers, like data centers, labs, where they have to have temperature control. There are definitely outliers on energy consumption that are really important to the county strategically, and I think I would like to work with my colleagues to explore some kind of tax incentive that we could do for those. And we did do one already for data centers. We have one data center in the county called ByteGrid, which has applied for and is receiving a tax credit specifically because of the energy tax. And with that tax credit, the data center is completely competitive with other data centers in the region. So I think that we need to look at additional ways where there are particular kinds of users that we need to be more mindful about. But on a broad level, I think that the tax is a conservation incentive, and that is the most important thing about it. We know that buildings produce a huge share of the emissions through the power that they use, and the county council has pursued a lot of policies to incentivize the reduction of energy use in buildings, but the cost of the energy is the greatest incentive in my opinion. And I was just actually speaking this morning with an individual in the real estate sector who owns or manages buildings in jurisdictions throughout the region, and Montgomery County in Maryland is where this company is pursuing its strongest energy management changes. They're making the largest investments in managing their energy expenses because they have the greatest incentive to do so here. And with the improvements in technology and with great programs like the PACE program that the council has approved, the county executive has recommended with Mr. Berliner's leadership, we are making a lot of progress. Buildings today can easily attain a 30% savings. An old dilapidated building can nevertheless obtain a 30% savings in consumption with some modest investment, an investment that pays itself back very quickly. And so we want to have that incentive in place. And so broadly speaking, I don't think that, we should look at this as, I think we should look at it for what it is. It's an energy conservation incentive. Last thing I want to say is, we still have the wind case hanging over our heads, and we will be finding out soon what the impact there is. But I just think we ought to be very careful about all the commitments that we make, and taking another 10% off of this tax when we might be short $57 million next year, in the budget. We might be in a really difficult situation, and we've heard the executives team recommending a property tax increase next year. So, to the extent that energy taxes are cut this year, property taxes would be raised next year. So really the issue is your overall spending level and to what extent that is fiscally responsible. And this budget is very fiscally responsible. The overall spending level increase in this budget is less than 2%. We're at what, 1.4% maybe, average, something like that?
The executives recommended is 1.2%.
And MCPS is 1.4%, right?
Right, and the college is 2.6%.
College is 2.6%. So overall, I think our levels of spending increase are very responsible, very conservative, and that is that's the key issue about taxes.